So I'm going back into Silph Co, and I don't remember which floor I was on off the top of my head, but eventually confirmed that it is in fact the 4th floor that I'm supposed to be on now. And as I was looking at the recording time as I was on this floor, I realized that this was already by that point one of the longest recordings I'd ever done. And thinking about the Mario Party 4 video that I recorded caused me to think about the most recent Mario Party game released, which was Mario Party 9. And I've seen all the boards played through on YouTube, but I don't actually own the game myself and have no intention to get it, because I have Mario Party 8 and I thoroughly hated it, and I didn't see a whole lot to suggest that Mario Party 9 would be any more enjoyable. I like the older Mario Party games where without fail you have a mini game at the end of every turn, and you go around the board rather than race people to a certain objective, or as it is in Mario Party 9, you're at the same place as everyone and you alternate who has control of the vehicle that you're all in. I just find that a thoroughly unenjoyable mechanic to include in the game. But I can't really comment on the entire Mario Party franchise because I only actually own Mario Party 1, 2, 4, and 8. I'm probably going to go to GameStop soon because they're about to stop selling GameCube games, and I'll see how many of the GameCube Mario Parties I can get. But the one that I want most of all is 3 because I've heard so many good things about that. But at present, Mario Party 4 is probably my favorite, certainly the one that I've put the most hours in, especially in recent years. But Mario Party 2 is easily my second favorite, if for no other reason than when you put the computers on hard in that game, they actually give you a challenge. But in Mario Party 4, even if you put them on hard, chances are you're going to dominate them. And domination in the mini-games is another reason why I like the earlier Mario Party games more, because the bonus stars are fixed in those games. You're going to have the same bonus stars at the end of every game, the minigame star, the coin star, and the happening star. And oftentimes I have such bad luck on the boards that I rely on my dominance in minigames to get bonus stars at the end, and if I don't have those, if the stars are more random at the end, then it often ends in losing for me, and I don't like to lose. To show just how much I don't like to lose, I can mention the original Mario Party, which I have actually played recently. And back when it originally came out, I wasn't nearly as into games as I am now. And I was not one of the people who tore out their hand back then and sued Nintendo and got the gloves and all that kind of stuff. But now, when I play it, I do get my hand torn up, and then it heals after a few days, and then I go and play the game again. And I wouldn't call myself a masochist or anything, but I can't imagine why I do that. But the good news is, though I do have much blood when I tear up that hand, I do usually win. Every time that I played the original Mario Party recently, I did win, so there was a slight condolence despite the hole in my hand. And I haven't played it in a while now, so my hand is currently not destroyed. But yeah, that's all I had to say about Mario Party. I have no intention of getting the 9th one. I might trade in the 8th one for something that I enjoy more. But definitely Mario Party 4 and 2 are my favorites, and I hope that I can someday find a 3. I don't think I've ever actually seen it anywhere, which is why I don't already own it. But because I got through everything that I wanted to talk about so much, I can now talk about what I was going to leave out. Around the time that this was recorded, I was getting ready to go to Columbus for early round NCAA basketball tournaments, which is something that I haven't done before. Unfortunately, I got sick the night before and was unable to travel to Columbus, which was a bummer, but it's not going to ruin my life or anything. I mean, I'm alright with sports and everything. I'm not the biggest sports fan, but I do enjoy watching them, and some of them I enjoy playing. But all I have to say about NCAA basketball this year is burning brackets. It's terrible. I actually cut something out in this video where I talked with people who were home about their bracket choices, and at first it was good, and then the upsets that anyone who cares about basketball enough knows about. But that has nothing to do with video games or really anything that in any way relates to this video. So I don't know why I'm still talking about basketball. It's just such a painful tournament this year. The first time I filled out the bracket, I did very well, and since then it's been downhill every year. But yeah, when I recorded this originally, this is the point where I'm like, okay, I really need to end soon, because when I had first noticed the text for me requesting me to make dinner, it was 7:58 p.m. on that night, and by this point it was around 8:18, and I still had no intent. I wasn't making dinner yet. So I knew that as soon as I possibly could, I would need to stop the recording and hasten to make that, but I knew that there were still... When you're in a place that has 32 trainers, you know that any stopping point is not as close as you would like when you actually need to stop. I mean, I know you can save anywhere in Pokémon, but despite that, I still like to save in a way when I will know when I next start playing exactly what I did last and where I need to go from there. But now, as I'm post-commentating this, it is Saturday, March 31st at 5:20 a.m. and I did sleep, but not a whole lot. And I'm talking at this point about, because I was thinking about nothing but food at that point and how much I love food and eating and delicious things that I was about to consume once I finally made them, of course. I realize that this is dangerous for me to talk about now because, again, 5:20 a.m. and I've been awake for a while, so this is going to make me as hungry as anything else, but I'm going to talk about food anyway. And I've mentioned this in the past, but I got sick a lot through especially the later years of high school and when I started college. And one of the major culprits of that, I imagine, was my lack of body mass. When I was recording this, I was still 120 pounds, and now I'm up to around 125. But I do personal training twice a week, and when you have a personal trainer who tells you to eat whatever you want, whenever you want, you know that you weigh, you know that you're considerably underweight. I believe, even now, about 20 pounds underweight for my height, and I know now that that's not the major factor in what made me sick so much, but I figured that I mean, I'm no medical expert, and being so light seemed as logical an explanation as any. But again, doctors and a personal trainer who tell you to eat whatever you want, you know you're underweight. And so I was talking about how I should stop recording as soon as I possibly can and go to eat. And at this point I was reveling in the fact that, hey, that rocket grunt that I haven't fought yet is the very last trainer in this area. And so I am going to shift into the game now because this episode is almost over, and I'm sorting out my Pokemon in the general way that I like to, which is lowest levels first and then go by experience. And get ready to fight this last rocket grunt because I don't think I fought him yet. No. And I guess I'll take one brief moment here to mention again how much I love it that Team Rocket will step aside if you beat them in a Pokemon battle. Criminals in Pokemon are so very generous. If you can best them with Pokemon, they will step aside and not mess with the kid who they could easily throw out of wherever they are or do unspeakable evils to. Because, hey, Pokemon makes the world go round. So I quickly dispatch of this rocket grunt because, I mean, how many of them I've got now? I wasn't keeping track, but I know it's less than 32 and probably at least 20. So at this point I'm leaving, saying that I'm going to, in the original commentary that is, I was saying that I was going to stop now and I would record the rest of Silph Co at a later point, which today, when I'm doing this post commentary, seems as good a time as any to go ahead and do that. So, if you've liked these ramblings that probably aren't any better than the original ones, you can like any of these recent videos, you can comment on any of all of them, and subscribe because there's more on the way. In the next part I will be finishing Silph Co. This has been Bando Guy 4, and as always, I will see you guys next time.